This is now day 2 of our adventures in Great Yarmouth. After a lovely breakfast in the Knight's Court Hotel, we decided to take a walk, first to the town, and then along the banks of Breydon Water, following the Angles Way, for about 3 miles before returning and enjoying a walk down Regent's Road and onto the pier. One of our favourite things to do is to walk through the new cemetery. The old cemetery. Thank you. In Great Yarmouth. Lovely, peaceful little walk through the cemetery. There's a shortcut up towards the Minster and the town. Usually plenty of squirrels hanging around in here. In fact, I can see one from here. Just there, sitting on the floor. There he goes. We're now into St Nicholas Churchyard, out of the new cemetery, old cemetery, whichever one it is.
Are you finished? Here we have the grave of Harriet Candler. She was a shopkeeper, a grocer, who was murdered on that night in 1844 in November. Now, legend has it that it was Samuel Yarham that did it, but it's not. He was actually fitted up, as they say, because the real perpetrator was Robert Royle, and he was the one who actually bludgeoned the poor woman to death.
This is Great Yarmouth Minster. I have a lot of ancestors who were married, baptised and buried in the cemetery that we've just walked through.
This is actually the shop frontage of Harriet Candler's shop. This used to stand slightly round to the left, and we'll be going round there shortly, but this is where Samuel Yarham and his wife lodged above this shop back in 1844. So this is the door they would actually have sneaked into, Robert Royle and his friends, to go and bash in poor old Harriet. Had you been here a couple of 100 years ago, you would have been standing in the same place I was just now, in the shop doorway of Harriet Candler's shop. So this is where the shop was located, until the mid-1970s, when it was unfortunately pulled down. However, the frontage still survives in Market Row, as we have just seen.
So this is the River Yare as it flows through Great Yarmouth from Braden Water, which is the other side of that bridge you can see in the distance. The tide is actually coming in at the moment, so it looks like the river's flowing inland, but it's not. So here we are, we're just about to leave the Galston side of Great Yarmouth, across the river, and we're going to try and walk some of the Angles Way towards Borough Castle alongside Braden Water. We'll see how far we get. It's a bit warm today, so we're not sure how far we'll get. In the distance, you can see the Minster in Yarmouth, and that is where the River Bure and the River Yare meet before they go out to sea. And then as you work your way, this is the River Yare now. You go under the new bridge, or the new A47 bridge, lifting bridge. It's known as the Braden Bridge. So this is the other side of the Braden Bridge, on the Braden Water side. The tide's currently coming in, so you can't see too many mud flats. Braden Water is about 3.5 miles long before it narrows again into a normal river. So we're now looking approximately west down the full extent of Braden Water, and hopefully in a few days' time we'll be on our boat heading in this direction. Of course the Yare goes all the way up to Norwich. And at the other end of Braden Water is where the River Waveney joins the Yare. I guess these boats have come in from the sea. The bridge height up the River Bure at this point of the tide will be way too high for them to get under that, so they must have come in from the sea. And as you can see by the speed they're travelling at, there is no speed limit on Braden Water. I don't think we'll be going quite this fast on our boat on Wednesday. how this is Regent's Road that joins the town centre to the end of the Britannia Pier. the Ferry Inn at Stokesby. Well, here we are in the Ferry Inn at Stokesby. Just had a very nice meal. I would have videoed it to show what we had, but sorry, we were just too hungry. And for a Sunday evening, it's nice and quiet in here. Only a few people in.
You're so pretty and beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you.